We're going to start our project list today with something that is a lot easier than the other projects I have going on. I received this motion sensor light to review from the Asoko store. It is a 5 sensor 48 LED rechargeable light, and I plan to use this in my granddaughter's closet because if you've seen any of my previous videos, you do know that I don't have any actual lights in my closet, so I use these motion sensor lights instead. So let's get it charged while we move on to another project. Back in October, I set up the 8-piece ring alarm system in my entire house, and for Christmas I received the remaining sensors I needed to do the rest of all of the windows and doors that were not included in the original 8-piece alarm set. The setup for the system, as well as every device that you're connecting to it, is so easy to set up. You just scan the QR code that is assigned to that device. So in this box there's 6 of them, and each one has a little piece of paper in its little section that has the QR code. So I'm using the Ring app to scan the barcode, and it automatically sets it up with my security system, and then I decide if I want it to be a window, a door, wherever it is I'm installing it. I just tell the app. And then you can also decide if you want it to instantly arm. So like if the security system is on and a window is opened, do you want a delay or do you want it to instantly alarm? For me personally, I want my windows to instantly alarm because they shouldn't be opened in the middle of the night. I also have a funny story about windows opening in the middle of the night. I'll get back to that in just a minute. Did you know that there's a little clip that flips up on your blinds when they're installed in the window to hold them into the little mount? I didn't, so I spent probably about 15 or 20 minutes to try and get the blinds. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do because I didn't know that little thing flipped up. But once I saw it was like a little lever, there was like a little clip that you just push it in and then it flips up. The blinds just pull right out and they're so easy to install and remove. It made it so much simpler for me to get that sensor on. In your arms of gold, I rise from the ashes with pins and patches. We carry on. I rise from the ashes. I heal from your passion. My doubts are gone. Okay, now that this light is fully charged, we're going to go install it in my granddaughter's bedroom. This is where I'm going to put it. So the light is going to stay right here, and it'll turn on when the closet opens. I'm going to use these. And they're gonna stick up here. I took those 2 little metal mounting stickers and just attached them to the top of the closet here. So when the door opens, you see the light instantly comes on. It'll stay on for as long as it detects motion. Once it stops detecting motion, it will turn off. So maximum 30 seconds. If you just open and close the door, it'll stay on 30 seconds. But as long as it continues detecting motion, it'll stay there. I do have to say, out of all the other motion sensor lights I've used, this one is absolutely the best one. I just turn the light off, so this is in a completely dark room. You can see how much it's illuminating the closet. Way better than any of the other motion sensor lights that I have. I have a link to the product in the description box below, as well as a 15% off discount code if you're interested in taking a look at it. Alright, now back to my story about the window opening in the middle of the night. The first window that you saw me install the contact sensors on is my kitchen window. I did the same process for every sensor I installed in my entire house, windows, doors, whatever. You clean the area really good with an alcohol wipe to make sure it has a really good adhesion. Now, I live in Dallas, and if you are familiar with any kind of weather in the Texas area recently, you know that it recently rained and snowed and froze over again, so it was pretty cold outside, which is not typical for this area, but I suspect people in all areas use these Ring alarms, so cold shouldn't be a factor. Well, the one that I put on my kitchen window, I'm not sure if it just didn't have really good adhesion or what happened, but 2 o'clock in the morning, one of the sensors fell off, and of course, I have professional monitoring on my alarm, so it instantly notified them. It alerts police, and they're calling me about the kitchen window. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, do I go check? My kitchen window shouldn't be open. If it is someone breaking in, I don't want to go out there and be like, here I am. So with the person on the phone, I go out to the kitchen. They're notifying police to come, and I see the little sensor laying on the kitchen counter. Now, I feel really stupid because they have to cancel the police now, and I have to tell her, oh, it was just the sensor that fell off the counter. Maybe it's because it was cold, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I have yet to reinstall that sensor on my kitchen window. I just removed it from the system temporarily until I can stick it back up there again. For Christmas, I got a new monitor stand to hold the 3 24-inch monitors that I got from work, but one of them was damaged when it was sent to me, so I used one of my personal home monitors until the replacement could be shipped. I already know from when I very first set this stand up a few weeks ago that when I take one off of one end, it's going to tip over. So I need something that is going to hold up the other side when I take this monitor on the left off of it. So I'm using a candle, a calendar, and some papers.
You needed me like a cargo, you would carry me.
This was the 22-inch monitor I used temporarily until I could get the one from work. So now I'm just taking the bracket off of this monitor so that I could reinstall it onto the other monitor to put it on the monitor stand.
Sometimes I'm the lighting, don't wanna pick a fight with.
This is a different brand of monitor than the other two, so I have to use these little spacers to hold the bracket out more because it's too sunken in. There's like a little sunken in part that you can see there where I'm putting the spacers. So this is going to hold the bracket flush with the back of the monitor, and then it just slides down onto the little arm thing that holds it on the actual stand itself. I have currently worked at my job for 13 years. Actually, January was 13 years that I've been there. And for 6 of those years, I have worked remotely from home. And I do have to say that is definitely not for everyone, but I have a really great group of work friends that we use Teams video conferencing, and we kind of like just talk to each other all day long on video or chat or whatever, because we can see each other and talk to each other. It makes it as if I'm just sitting in an office with somebody right there next to me. So that's really cool that I can do that with this particular job. Now, after I install the monitor on this little bracket, I'm standing here looking at it and I'm thinking, Is it the same size? Yes. Does it look different? Also yes. Am I going to be able to handle two monitors that are identical on one side and then the one on the left being different? Absolutely not. So now I'm going to take the monitor out of the middle, which is the same as the one on the right, and I'm going to move that over to the left, so the one that's different, even though it's the same size, it's a little bit different, that one will be in the middle, so it will be symmetrical. I'll have two identical monitors on the left and right, and then the one that's different in the middle. All three of them are 24-inch, but the one in the middle is a Dell. The two on the right are Lenovo, and it has it's like no bezel on the one on the middle. The one on the left and right has just a little teeny tiny bezel, which is just like a little border around the outside of the frame of the monitor. So now that I have it moved around, I'm just fixing the cables because some of them are too short, some of them are too long. Cable management is definitely something that I need to tackle, but it is not going to be in this video. I'm just trying to get everything set up so I can get back to work on Monday with 3 beautiful monitors. I thought about putting a post on Facebook Marketplace or something for all of this packing material, but with a toddler in the house, I realized very quickly she loves to jump on this. So I kept all of this, and I've been laying it on the floor for her every day that she comes over, and she's been jumping on the bubbles until they're all popped. Before I get started on this dining room light install, we're going to take a quick break to open the Bully Make box that Ileana just got from the mail for my dogs. I have to say, I've tried other boxes, other toys. I've bought like all of the Kong toys and stuff for my dogs. They tear up everything. The toys that you get in the Bully Make box, they guarantee at least 2 weeks they're going to last, and your dog will not tear them up, and if your dog does, they will replace it at no charge. Not once have I ever had to contact them for a toy that both of my dogs have torn up. So that guarantee is like if you have one dog going at it for 2 weeks. I have 2 dogs. Not once have they ever torn up in a 2-week period a single toy that I get from Bully Make. They have treat dispensers, they have like the hard chew toys, and then for this particular box I chose 2 ropes, which was really awesome because I just put one away, and then when that one's all torn up, then I give them the other one. But if you have super chewer, power chewer dogs that like are destructive and tear up all their toys, definitely recommend the Bully Make box because they are fantastic and I have 0 complaints. While I'm watching this back and I'm taking all the little plastic sleeves off of these little arms for my dining room light, I'm realizing now that they have like little letters on them to indicate the size, which I did not realize until much later in the video when I start installing them. I did not realize that there's a long one and a short one and that they're supposed to alternate on the actual dining room light when you install it. Now, in my defense, I know here it looks like I'm reading directions. There aren't any directions to actually read. There's no words on those pages except for some things that say English, French, German, whatever. It's pictures, so I have to kind of glance at a picture to see what it's doing or what it's telling me to do for the install. There aren't any actual like put this piece here and do this and get letter A and connect it with letter B. It's just pictures and arrows. I kind of gave up early on here with reading the directions or looking at the pictures directions, and I don't want to make it sound like this was hard to do. It was just not very descriptive.
To sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down.
when I started attaching the arms of the light, I thought maybe it would be easier if I did like one in each opposite direction so that I'd have a little bit of like stabilization when I was doing the other ones. So I'm putting one on one side, turning it around, putting one on the other so it kind of tilts over. I don't realize even at this point that they're supposed to be alternating, one tall and one short. I don't even know that I could have just totally royally screwed this up.
Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby, going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no, it's no more, no.
I just realized I got so lucky just now because I was not reading the directions and I was not paying attention. I was just grabbing random ones, putting them on here in opposite directions. Every other one is shorter than the other one. See how this one's up higher, this one's down lower. This low, high. I just randomly selected each one and they are in the right order by luck. Absolutely not because I read the directions. Because the directions are not helpful.
Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep moving like the river goes.
I'm going to move on to the next project now because hanging this light is going to take longer and it's nighttime, so I can't turn all the lights out to hang it, so I'm going to wait until tomorrow. We're going to finish the night off with an easy project, or at least I thought it was easy. We're going to hang this picture frame in my hallway. Why? Stupid. If you watched my last home project video, you know my frustration with these little hanging things that are like this. The pictures that I hung in my dining room of my 2 dogs and my family has these. They're at opposite ends. Why would they hang them only inches apart like this right here in the middle? I mean, I know why they do it. They do it for stability so that it's like straight, but anytime I see something stupid like this, I use picture hanging wire. So I'm just tying it around each one of these little picture hanging things, and I'm gonna hang it with just one single wire because that's way easier. And if you want it to like stay straight and you want it to be level, use some double-sided Velcro at the bottom. I would not recommend using the double-sided Velcro to hang the pictures. Use this to hang it, but use the Velcro to keep it level or straight.
What am I hearing? It feels like a heart attack. Someone help me catch my breath again. How did you stop loving me? How is that even possible?
Now, because my brain wants to have everything symmetrical, when I'm sitting in the dining room and I look in this direction, I can see both sides of this wall. I can see the hallway and I can see the living room. So I don't want one picture to be higher or lower than the other. I want them to look even. Fun fact about me, I am scared of heights. Even this little ladder that has a handle on it and is super sturdy, it scares me to death to stand up there. I do it because I have to do it to be able to get these things done, but I don't like it. So when I'm standing there looking up at the ceiling, I'm just thinking, man, please let this be easy. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Once I got the new bracket up there, I just used the little grounding wire to kind of twist around there to hold it in place, because at this point I wasn't smart enough to go get those boxes that I used to hold it while I screwed everything in. If you follow me on Instagram, you see like the rickety picture that was the reason why I didn't post this video last week. I ran out of time and I had to finish the project the next day. So I used the boxes to just kind of like hold everything up. It actually made it a lot easier. So if you have another way to do that besides boxes, definitely recommend it. Obviously, someone helping you would be another option, but my husband wasn't home at this moment, so I used boxes to hold it up so I could screw it into the ceiling without holding it and screwing it myself at the same time. Before I get it completely installed, I'm going to turn the breaker on and make sure it works. Just don't forget to turn it back off before you start messing with those wires up there. You don't want to do that with live wires.
So we talk about the past for a moment. I forget why we never lasted. With your hand on my knee, every single feeling.
Thanks again for spending a few minutes of your day hanging out with me, watching me get some of these house projects done. I hope it motivated you a little bit to get some things done around your house that have been on your to-do list for a while. If you do like this content, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.